I will never forget the first time I found out what a highly sensitive person was. For the first time in my life, I felt like somebody got me, that somebody understood what I felt, what I was going through, why I was the way that I was. Finally, I made sense to me. That's what felt more important than anything else in the world. That for the first time, I got myself. I understood what made me tick and what was happening to me and why I was responding to the world the way that I did. And I began to share that with people in my life. And they soon began to understand me a little bit better and wanted to know more about this highly sensitive person that I am. And I felt that it was important that maybe you're experiencing that same thing. You don't understand. Maybe you are a highly sensitive person. Maybe people don't get you. Maybe you're always feeling things that just don't make sense to you. Maybe you feel the vibes off people. Maybe you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. There's a good way to determine whether you are a highly sensitive person. And again, I'm bringing up the book that my best friend gave me, The Highly Sensitive Person. And the subtitle is How to Thrive When the World Overwhelms You. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the world, that's a good indicator that you're a highly sensitive person. A lot of people are able to just brush things off and it's okay and they just move on with life and life doesn't affect them the way that it does you and I. But here's the thing. The author of this book, I'm going to show you. Elaine N. Aron, she's a PhD. What she does at the beginning of the book is, I told you that she talks a little bit about science and evolution and things of that matter. Of course, I'm not an evolutionist because this is really based upon scientific proof and psychology and how they are determining that being a highly sensitive person really is a thing. Again, this is not a mental disorder. So please do not feel that if you are a highly sensitive person, that something's wrong with you. In fact, Dr. Aron is brilliant in the way that she explains what a highly sensitive person is and how special and unique that we are. So let's do a self-test to find out if you're a highly sensitive person. Maybe you haven't bought the book yet. Maybe you're just wondering whether you're a highly sensitive person. Maybe you have inklings that you are a highly sensitive person and you need to find out more. There's a quiz at the beginning of the book that helps us determine whether we are a highly sensitive person or not. And as you can see that I have answered true to just about every question. But let me explain how the test goes. Take your time with this and think it through. If you need to pause the video after every question, please feel free to do that. Again, I am taking this directly from the book, The Highly Sensitive Person. Now, this is how she suggests that you answer these questions. Answer each question according to the way you feel. Answer true if it is at least somewhat true for you. Answer false if it is not very true or not at all true for you. So answer true if you think, yeah, I'm kind of like that. But if you're like, no, I'm not like that at all, then you want to answer false. So let's get started. Are you ready? True or false? I seem to be aware of subtleties in my environment. So you notice the very small things. Other people's moods affect me. I tend to be very sensitive to pain. I find myself needing to withdraw during busy days, into bed or into a darkened room or any place where I can have some privacy and relief from stimulation. I am particularly sensitive to the effects of caffeine. Now, one of the things that I think that would mean is, do you get jittery if you have too much coffee or too much soda? I am easily overwhelmed by things like bright lights, strong smells, coarse fibers, or sirens close by. I have a rich, complex inner life. I am made uncomfortable by loud noises. I am deeply moved by the arts or music. I am conscientious. I startle easily. I get rattled when I have a lot to do in a short amount of time. When people are uncomfortable in a physical environment, I tend to know what needs to be done to make it more comfortable, like changing the lighting or the seating. I am annoyed when people try to get me to do many things at once. I try hard to avoid making mistakes or forgetting things. I make it a point to avoid violent movies and TV shows. I become unpleasantly aroused when a lot is going on around me. Being very hungry creates a strong reaction in me, disrupting my concentration or mood. Kind of like the Snickers commercial. Changes in my life shake me up. I notice and enjoy delicate or fine scents, tastes, sounds, works of art. I make it a high priority to arrange my life to avoid upsetting or overwhelming situations. When I must compete or be observed while performing a task, I become so nervous or shaky that I do much worse than I would otherwise. When I was a child, my parents or teachers seemed to see me as sensitive or shy. So now let's figure out how to score yourself to see if you are a highly sensitive person. If you answer true to 12 or more of the questions, you're probably a highly sensitive person. But frankly, and this is the author speaking, but frankly, no psychological test is so accurate that you should base your life on it. If only 1 or 2 questions are true of you, but they are extremely true, you might also be justified in calling yourself highly sensitive. So while we don't want to say this test is accurately defining me or putting a label on me, it is a good indicator whether you are a highly sensitive person or not. So go through those questions again. Think them through if you didn't stop the video to pause and think about them. Wait, where do you think you're going? You have not hit that subscribe button, nor have you commented, nor have you shared. Now, if you have done all of those 3 things, feel free to go. But if you haven't, click subscribe, hit the bell, and comment. And share. Don't forget to share.